So good day class. So for today's lesson, we will be discussing the statement of changes in equity or the SOCE. So by the end of the lesson, students should be able to do four things. So first, you should be able to define what statement of changes in equity is. Second, you should be able to identify and explain the different components of the SOCE. Then third, you should be able to prepare a simple statement of changes in equity using given data. And then lastly, you should be able to interpret or explain the changes reflected in the statement. So by the end of our discussion, hindi lang kayo marunong mag-compute but marunong din kayong umintindi kung anong ibig sabihin ng mga changes sa equity. So for the next slide, let us define the statement of changes in equity. So the statement of changes in equity shows the movement or pagbabago ng owners or shareholders' equity over a specific period of time, usually for one accounting period. So ibig sabihin, pinapakita nito kung tumaas ba o bumaba ang capital at kung bakit ito nagbago. So yung equity natin may increase because of additional investments or profits earned by the business. So on the other hand, magdi-decrease naman ito kung losses, net losses, or withdrawals or dividends. So in simple terms class, ang SOCE ang nagsasabi kung saan nanggaling at saan napunta ang equity during the period. Okay, so next, let us talk about the purpose of the statement of changes in equity. So first, the SOCE is prepared to show how equity changes throughout the accounting period. So makikita natin kung ano ang beginning equity at paano tayo nakarating sa ending equity. Second, it serves as the connection between the income statement and the balance sheet. So yung net income na galing sa income statement ay ipinapasa sa statement of changes in equity. At yung ending equity naman ng SOCE ay yun yung nilalagay sa balance sheet. So third, the SOCE helps explains the impact of business transactions on equity tulad ng investment, profits or losses, and withdrawals. So class, kung gusto natin maintindihan kung bakit nagbago ang capital ng negosyo, doon tayo titingin sa SOCE. Okay? So for the next slide, the components of the statement of changes in equity. So first component niya is we have the beginning capital. So ito yung equity sa simula ng accounting period. Second is we have additional investments or share capital issued. So ito naman yung mga dagdag na puhunan na iniligay ng owner or shareholders during the period. Third, we include the net income or net loss. So if the business earned income, we add ito equity. And if there is a net loss, syempre binabawas naman natin ito. Then fourth, we have withdrawals or dividends. So these are amount taken out by the owner or distributed to shareholders. Kaya ibinabawas natin ito sa equity. So after considering all these components, we arrive at the ending capital or the equity or the ending equity, which is the final balance that will appear in the balance sheet. So tandaan class, ang SOCE follows a simple rule. So beginning equity plus increases minus decreases equals ending equity. Okay? Okay, so for the next slide, so let's discuss the relationship to other financial statements. So class, yung SOCE or Statement of Changes in Equity, dito nakikita kung paano nagbago ang capital or yung equity ng owner during the accounting period. So dito natin makikita kung ano ang mga dahilan ng pagbabago tulad ng income, net income, additional investment, or withdrawals. So una, ginagawa muna natin yung income statement. So dito natin kinukuha ang net income or net loss ng business. Then ngayon, itong net income ay hindi pa diretso pumupunta sa balance sheet, kundi ipinapasa muna siya sa statement of changes in equity. Doon sa SOCE, ina-add natin yung net income kung kumita ba yung business or binabawas kung may net loss. Then dito din ina-adjust yung gamit yung mga additional investment ng owner and yung withdrawals or dividends. So after lahat ng adjustments, so makukuha na natin yung ending equity. So finally, itong ending equity na galing sa SOCE is ito na yung inilalagay natin sa balance sheet under the equity section. So tandaan natin class, income statement muna yung mauuna bago SOCE and then the balance sheet. So ibig sabihin, yung SOCE ang bridge or connection na nagpapaliwanag kung bakit nagbago ang equity from beginning to end of the period. Okay? So next slide, let us look at the sample statement of changes in equity. So we start at the beginning capital, which is 100,000. So ito yung capital ng owner sa simula ng accounting period. And then we add the additional investment, which is 20,000. This means nagdagdag ng puhunan ng owner during the period, kaya tumaas ang equity. And then we add the net income, amounting to 30,000. Since kumita ang negosyo, this increases the owner's equity. And then after that, we subtract the drawings or withdrawals of 10,000 pesos. So drawings are withdrawals made by the owner for personal use, kaya binabawas ito sa capital. Then after adding and subtracting all the items, we arrive at the ending capital, which is 140,000. So this ending capital represents the owner's equity at the end of the accounting period. Okay. So let's have an or for the class activity. And given the following data, so compute the following, no? So beginning capital is 150,000, additional investment is 25,000, net income 40,000, withdrawals 15,000. So mag-ano tayo guys? Mag-example tayo. So for the class activity, so for example, ito company X, tawagin natin siyang company X. And then, statement of changes in equity. And then, for example, December 31, 2025. As of. Ay po. Ay, sorry. Ay, as of December 1. So for example, yan guys. So beginning capital natin is 150,000. Then syempre, i-add natin yung investment na 25,000. And then add ulit net income. Add because net income. So ilalas lang natin siya kung net loss yan. So for the net income is 40,000. Withdrawals minus 15,000. Okay, ayusin ko lang guys yung wait lang guys. Motion center. Okay. So, ending equity. Ito na yung magiging ending equity natin. Okay, sum mo lang siya lahat. 200,000. So ayan na. Ito na yung simple statement of changes in equity natin for the period. So ito, for the knowledge of everyone ulit. So beginning capital is 150,000. Inadd natin yung investment, so 25,000. Then add yung net income 40,000, withdrawals 15,000. So yung ending equity natin is 200,000. Okay? Okay. Okay, so let's go back to our slide for the summary or key points. So this is the last slide na. So to summarize our lesson class, so the statement of changes in equity shows how equity changes due to different business activities during the period. So it includes important elements such as beginning capital, additional investments, net income or net loss, and withdrawals. So yung ending equity computed in the SOSE is then carried forward to the balance sheet under the equity section. And lastly, yung SOSE is essential in understanding company's financial performance because in-explain ito how profits, losses, and owner transactions affect the business capital. Okay, so that's all for my lesson. Thank you. Bye-bye.